y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's McCloud here. Hi. And today we are going to be going through the palettes that I am choosing to use this fall. My cat has a little bell on her collar and she just gets, come here. So today we are going to be choosing all of the looks that I basically can from each of my fall palettes. Just getting a game plan together for getting as much use out of them as humanly possible in, you know, 2.5 to 3 months. So should be fun, should be a little bit crazy, but it should be fun. Okay, it's me, please do. So yeah, if you want to know kind of like some of my strategies for pulling looks out of palettes, then keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and choose the palettes. I had like thought about this, but I also like hadn't thought about this. So here is what the palettes look like on my desk. And yeah, tells you pretty much the whole story. So as you can see, we've got a lot to work with. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 palettes. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm also like really excited because these palettes are, I think they're beautiful, and I think they're really creative. They're going to really inspire me. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started with swatching and choosing all of the looks. Also, don't mind my cat. She's a meower. She meows like constantly, and also she has like a little bell on her collar, so if you hear that, just ignore her. And also, I live in an apartment complex that's like on a highway, so if you hear cars going by, that's why. It's just constant car noise. It's fine. I think we should start maybe with like my smaller palettes first and then kind of like work our way up to the bigger ones, just so that like if I wind up with like 25 looks in some of the big ones, I'm not like, oh god, and like trying to save looks in the smaller ones. Like I'd rather save from the bigger ones than save from the smaller ones, if that makes any kind of sense. So I'm going to start with the one that I'm probably least excited to be using. This is from the Balm Cosmetics. It's the Auto Balm Pick Perf. Shut up, Esme! So the whole concept behind this palette is that you will be able to do an eyeshadow look in pretty much 5 minutes. And so you've got your little eyeshadow primer here, and you've got a few different shadows that kind of all go together. Personally, I can't think of more than 2 looks to do with this palette, because you've got your warm tones and then you've got your cool tones, and then this highlighting shade, and that's like it. So I'm going to swatch those together. You'll just be able to see what I mean, hopefully. So as you can see, I've got the champagne shade, I've got the rosy shade, I've got kind of this cranberry shimmer, and then I've got the deep brown shimmer, which is right over here. It looks kind of reddish on the display, but it's actually like a deep brown. That's, I mean, it seems like a boring look to me, but it'll be okay for the fall because like, whatever, it'll be just more of like a daily look for me, and it's something that I can pair lipstick with. That is something that has really come up in this whole like getting use out of my eyeshadow palettes practice over the last year or so. Hey, Esme. Yeah? Yeah? You being a good girl? Nothing. This whole using my eyeshadow palettes practice plan thing has taught me a real appreciation for neutral looks because they allow me to get some use out of my brightly colored lipsticks, of which I have many. So yeah, I'm not mad at this look. I'm just mad that like this whole palette is kind of boring to me, and once I do these 2 looks, I'm probably just gonna give this to somebody else and like never use this palette again. Ooh, I've got cat hair in my lip gloss. My life. I'm grateful. So now the cool tone look. I'm finding that I'm swatching this in a particular way. What I usually do is I will do like whatever highlight shade, and then I go in with whatever matte blending shade I'm going to be using. And then I think about, okay, well, what's going in between the blending shade and the outer corner? The outer corner I usually let be my deepest shade. In this case, I got mixed up. But usually I let it be my deepest shade, and then this would probably be what's on the lid, or vice versa. Yeah, that's the cool tone look. So that does that palette. So that one I've got 2 looks for it. Why don't I just write these down and swatch them as I go? I'm also cracking open a new sketchbook. If you're wanting to do this as well, I got a mixed media sketchbook just because a lot of eyeshadow products and a lot of makeup products in general just have either a lot of liquid or they have a lot of oils in them, and so I wanted a sketchbook that would be able to stand up under that. I usually write in like a pretty font. I'm thinking like an Art Nouveau font. I'm still figuring out the autofocus on this camera, but basically I just wrote at the top in like a kind of pretty script, like autumn eyeshadows. Yeah, just gotta, you know, gotta make it look cute, gotta make it look kind of fall, kind of fun. Got it written down here. Okay, so there goes that palette. Let's do the next easiest one, which I think is the Belle and Argent Plum Premonition palette. It's so pretty. Like, I just love their whole like Art Deco glam Hollywood thing. This palette is like half neutrals and like half, well, I guess it's only got like really two kind of like more plummy shades, and then this one is actually like a peachy like rose gold shade. It's so interesting. So obviously I think that with the two color stories we can do two separate looks right off the bat. A whole little look. You don't need 4 shades to create a look. I find that it creates like a well-rounded look, but you can do it with 3, you can do it with 2, you can do it with 1. Like it doesn't really matter. Now we can go into these shades. There we go. Ooh, I think that would actually be really pretty with that chocolate brown added to it. It's getting me excited. That is so pretty. I think I might want to add the brown shade with it. Whoa! Okay, yeah, that shade is so soft, it actually just started crumbling. Look at that right there. Aww, it's so pretty. I really feel like these two together are going to be a really pretty like 2 shadow look. I like to do that as like a soft glam look. You just slap a matte all over the lid and then take a shimmer of like a very similar color and put it like kind of in the middle, and bam, you've got like a soft glam look. An all matte look, I think that would be beautiful. So I'm just gonna grab our mattes. Yeah, we'll just grab all 3 of those. We'll do like a glam, you know, glam look with those. Just like that. That's a glitter, and I just don't really use glitters very often. It's close enough. We've got 5 looks out of this palette already, and for an 8-pan palette, that's not bad. I kind of want to put this shade with the browns, and then I think that will be it. That will be it for me. So next, this is new to my collection, the Colourpop High Tide palette. So my friend Karina gave this to me. Thank you so much, Karina. I love you. She's so generous. She's just precious. She just gave it to me because I was like, Karina, that's so sweet. This is a monochromatic palette. So obviously you have 1, 2, 3 looks, and then, you know, mixing and matching some of them. So I'm not sure how many I'm going to be able to get out of this. I definitely want to do some like soft glam looks like I was talking about, like not going very deep with some of the mattes, but then also I want to do some like really sultry looks where I do go really deep with the mattes. So this is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and just do the 1 row at a time deal. And the reason why I'm choosing this as one of my fall palettes is not only so that I will get some use out of it and because it's new and because I'm like, I just want to use it already, but because I see fall tones as like warm tone neutrals, specifically warm tone neutrals, jewel tones, grungy greens, magentas, and teals. That's pretty much how I see it. Teal goes, I think it's still going to be fall. It's going to be so nice. It's going to be so fun. This shade, Just a Splash, it's like a matte with a whole bunch of little glitters in it. Very pretty. Like, I was not expecting it to be that pretty. They look like they're going to be super easy to blend out. I feel like that look right there can use a little bit of a lightening shade. So one of these two, either Free Floatin' or Just a Splash. Which one do you think? We'll use Just a Splash. We'll use that that little pinpoint shade. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. That gives it a little bit of balance. Gosh, where is it? Yeah, right there. Let's do our 3rd row. I wiped my fingers off already, don't worry. Oh yeah, that's a pretty look right there. Those cool tone teals, I never think about teals having cool tones and warm tones, but that's just a brilliant move on Colourpop's part. That's going to be gorgeous right there. I think I'm most excited about about that third row right there. That's real cool tone and smoky, kind of almost like slate colors. I think that's going to be nice. I almost want to do like a quad or two. By the way, if you have trouble finding looks in eyeshadow palettes, please visit my how to use confusing palettes video, because I've got so many different strategies. I've got like 7 different strategies. So what I'm looking at now is like how to get different looks than just like a regular smoky look, you know, that goes from dark all the way to light. I'm thinking about like, okay, but what if I want to do a sultry look? What if I want to do a halo eye? What if I want to do something that's, you know, none of that? What if I want to do something more graphic or this, that, and the other? Trying to think of any looks that I've seen on like Instagram or Pinterest or anything that have already inspired me with teal tones. I feel like this palette is going to lend itself really well to all matte looks. And you don't usually see like an all matte colorful look, but I think it looks so good. I really want to pull in 1, 2, 3. I think that is going to be a gorgeous look. Oh my gosh, it looks like a, you know, palette idea from like a house. I get a lot of inspiration from those, by the way. Ooh, I love how this is looking already. Okay, now I'm definitely wanting to do like a smoky look, like a sultry look. So I definitely want to use those two, and I'm wondering if I should just leave it at that, or if I should have like one more that's helping to blend out just the edges. I think I'll just do that as my look. I used this kind of cool toned matte shade. I'm just going to pack this matte shade all over the lid, put this shimmer that's slightly lighter in the center, and then just use this little shade to kind of blend it out just on the edges of this shade. Basically, like a sultry eye is the same as like a soft glam look, but just darker. Sultry is just make it dramatic. I kind of want to do this, this, and this. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty. I feel like that's really pretty right there, that kind of colorful look. I'm hiding behind my notebook so that my camera won't autofocus on my face. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet, but that's the deepest shimmer, kind of the greenest of the blending shades, and then this sort of silvery blue shimmer. I don't know, I try not to go back and forth between like warmer tones and cooler tones too many times within a look. So I've got 7 looks out of a 9-pan palette. I'm very satisfied with that, and I feel like we've got some variety in the looks, but you know, I mean, it's a teal monochrome palette, so I feel like whenever I'm just hankering for some blue, I can just right to this palette and I'll be real happy about it. Adding that one to the pile. Next palette that we're going to be talking about is the Lovecraft Beauty and Warm Rituals, not and Warm Rituals, just Warm Rituals eyeshadow palette. This one, I really feel like 3 looks, I'm going to be happy with it, you know, but I'm probably going to be like putting those 2 shades, kind of using them as singles and putting them in other palettes if other things don't perform the way that I want them to. The first look is going to be basically all the shades except for this one. The second look is all the shades except for this one, and then the third look is just all of the shades. Excuse me. Another one bites the dust. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this Peridot palette that I have from BH Cosmetics. This one, again, I feel like is kind of a Death Throes of Summer type, you know, palette. I'm just not 100% sure how I want to use it quite yet, because these 3 shades are a little bit grungy, as well as this one, and then these 3 shades are not. I almost want to use like these 3 mattes together, these 2 shades just as like a 2-shade look, maybe like these 3 shades. We'll see, let's see. So first look, we're definitely going to be using this one in pretty much every look. I think that's why they made it bigger. And then we're going to be using that yellow, and then let's try to use that orangish, kind of burnt orange shade. I like the combo of green and yellow and orange together. I think it's really neat and dynamic. So that's another way to find looks within palettes, is just think about like what colors you like together and then try putting them together. I'm tempted to put those 2 together and like just those 2. I think that's gonna be neat. I'm gonna have lime green like ingrained in my fingerprints from here on out. I feel like, does that look cool? That one's kind of like a brighter look. Unknown. And I might just add that glitter in like randomly, just whenever I feel like it. because I do want to use it, but like at the same time, like it's not something that I'm like, I have to do it, you know? Also, sound off in the comments below. Is that a blue to you or a green? I got in an argument pretty much with Angelica Nyquist on her video of this palette, and I was like, no, that's a blue. And she was like, but it's not a blue. And I was like, but it is a blue. So do you see that as a blue or as a green? I 100% see it as a blue, but I understand with like blue greens, like teals and turquoises, a lot of people see them one way or the other. So it does have kind of like a green reflect, but it's definitely a blue base. You know what I mean? I kind of want to do like a grungy look with like maybe just those two shades, just the yellow and the green. Is that two Green Bay Packers? Who cares? I'm doing what I want. I'm doing what I want. I'm not stoked about that, so I'm not gonna, part of me is like, but it's Halloween, and part of me is like, but it's your face, like, do you want to wear that or not? Let's do this one, this orange shade and this green shade. Is that cool, or is that Peridot shade is too much of like a spring green. It needs to be like a little bit like more olivey to me. I'm confused by the color selections in here, and I'm kind of disappointed by it, but whatever, I'm gonna get some use out of it. I'm not gonna force it with this palette. If I get inspired by the end of it, I can always do more. So we've got like 4 looks so far. I feel like those are pretty various considering the palette, so I'm gonna leave it there. And then we'll see how we feel after we've used it a few times. Let's do another easy palette. Let's do the Sakura and Sage by Seraphine Botanicals. I love the packaging on this. It looks like a tea bag. It's so pretty and so me. I love it. And then you've got just kind of like mostly warm tones with like one silver shimmer and then a couple of blushes in here. As me scratching her neck. We'll wait. So I am automatically seeing a 2-shade look. Beautiful. Oh, that looks so pretty. That's going to be so pretty together. Almost wanting to do like these 2 shades only together. Is that weird? I hope not. Those 2 shades. Really wanting to do kind of like just an all neutral look. So we're going into even this cool toned bronze and the deeper matte shade called Chicory. Ooh, yeah. Let's do an all cool toned look. So I really want to do this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. That silver is very flaky, I will say that. And then I almost want to do like just a silver and chicory look. Like I feel like that's going to be interesting because it's got a lot of variety in it. That shade is so flaky. It's so flaky. But I feel like that's going to be an interesting look. I hear my husband's footsteps on the stairs. 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, man.
There he is. So I feel like that satisfies me with all the looks from this palette. It's 5 looks, and I definitely feel like I could do more with this. It's just at the moment, I guess I'm getting burnt out or something. I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to dig into Modern Renaissance by ABH. I just got this palette, like, to the point that the brush is still in its little wrapper. I have never bought this palette before. It came in an Ipsy box a few months ago, and I still haven't used it. I've been wanting to, but you know, I've been using my other palettes first, so I'm really excited to dig into it. What I see right here is like 2 different color stories. You have warm neutrals, and then you kind of have like rosy tones / cool tones. I don't know. I think that ABH is really good for that, from like not overdoing their color stories within these 14 pan palettes. I'm kind of seeing like a little quad right here. Just this little, all these little golden tones. I don't know, like maybe right here, this little quad. I feel like that will be pretty. So let's start there. Let's just do Vermeer, Primavera, Golden Ochre, and Burnt Orange. That's going to be very light, but I think I'll be able to make it work. I feel like these 4 would definitely be pretty together. Just kind of these rosier tones. Oh, I can feel it. I'm getting crazy already. Yeah, those kinds of, I don't know, just more rosy. Red Ochre and Love Letter both feel very, very dry. A little worried about that. I think that we can also do like a golden Smokey Eye. Regular old golden Smokey Eye. Just those 3 shades right there even. I think that's going to be pretty. Let's do like a sunset kind of look. So I'm thinking like yellow all the way to red. So let's start with golden ochre. We'll go to burnt orange, realgar. How do you say that? I'm gonna have to look that up. But anyway, this orange matte, and then red ochre again, and then we're gonna do love letter at the end. That's a nice progression of kind of orangey gold shades, I think. Now I'm thinking like a cool toned, you know, pink and brown look with the spider fingers. Vermeer, buon fresco. That's probably rude. Warm taupe. Let's do some antique bronze. This one's like a lot of shades. I wasn't expecting that. And then let's do some Venetian red, some love letter, and some cypress umber. I want to do like a pumpkin spice look, so like just the oranges of the palette. So we're doing burnt orange, realgar, and red ochre, and just let that be like a matte look. I think that'll be pretty. I always want like a cool tone, just neutrals, just the neutrals look. So Vermeer, warm taupe, antique bronze, and cypress umber. I feel like that's nice. I usually group pinks in with cool tones as well. I don't know why. I just think they kind of go a little bit better. You know, just trust me. Trust me implicitly. So I don't know where my camera stopped recording, but I also did like a pink look just with all of the pinks in the palette. So with Vermeer, Buon Fresco, Venetian red, and love letter. So I think that's going to be probably my favorite look from the whole palette. So as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of looks from Modern Renaissance. 8 looks. I think that is pretty respectable for a 14 pan palette, and obviously I could keep doing more, but I feel like it would just be like more of the same thing. I don't know, I just feel like I want to jump around a little bit more. Let me get one more. Let me get one more look. For some reason, this is jumping out at me. I don't think I have red ochre and primavera in the same look together yet, so I'm going to put primavera, burnt orange, let's do raw sienna, and red ochre all together. And I feel like that's gonna be a decent look. My fingers are getting stained, so it's getting harder and harder to tell what I'm pointing at. Okay, so 9 looks. Let's do Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered. Now, the other day I was kind of playing with this palette and Modern Renaissance, and those palettes have like 8 different shades that really like are direct dupes of each other. Like, I kid you not, like the same shades. So I feel like if you have one, you definitely don't need the other one, unless you just love these pops of color. I don't want to do the same things that, you know, we did with the Modern Renaissance. I kind of want to play a different game with this palette. I mean, I definitely need to use these 2 shades together. So let's come out of the gate. Let's do that. Let's do like an all pink look. So we'll start with Doll Face, this kind of like Barbie pink, and then we'll go to Pink Diamond. Ooh, that shade is so beautiful. It's so like reflective. Wow. And then we've got Risque, this more cranberry shade. Or it's more of an orchid, isn't it? It's kind of got some purple underneath it. Maybe we'll just do Bubbly as like the highlight shade. Just finish it off, you know? Yeah, it's kind of good. That is a really fun pink look. That's going to be... I feel like that's going to look really good on. You know, you just get some looks that you're just like, yes. I love to see a light tone, a medium tone, a little bit deeper medium tone, and then a dark tone. Like, all in one look. It just makes me happy. I definitely need to use these 2 shades, maybe with also this shade in the palette. Ooh, okay, I'm getting inspired. Okay, let's do Moon Dust, Sandalwood. Let's do Trust Fund, then Henna. The shimmers are beautiful in this palette. I feel like that's like a look in and of itself. Let me see if I want to add one more shade. I think I do, just because that kind of reddish brown is calling to me. Cocoa. The mattes feel very dry, still soft, but just kind of dry somehow. And then the shimmers feel like juicy in this palette. Let's do like a reddish cranberry look. Demure. Let's go in with rose gold. I don't usually like... Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate like a purple and yellow or orange duochrome. It's just my least favorite thing in the world. Then let's go on to Fling. Oh, geez, that one feels like a cream shadow. And then let's go on to Man-Eater. I feel like that's going to be like a really pretty kind of reddish cranberry look. I want to do like a red and gold look. Almost as like a inspired by fallen leaves type deal. Let's start with 24K up here, which is just the prettiest yellow gold. Whoo, it's so nice. And then let's go on to Blessed, hashtag Blessed, sorry. And that is a very creamy, like bronze gold. It's like an antique gold type deal. Let's do Sandalwood. And then let's grab Man-Eater at the end of that. Oh my gosh, reds and golds. That's going to be so beautiful. I love reds and golds together. I think it's so nice. Ooh, I'm getting inspired. Okay, then I'd like to take just these two shades. I want to do something like really brave. So I'm thinking like a big old black wing and just smoke it out just on the front end. So we're going to take Black Truffle, which is a juicy charcoal black. It is so beautiful. And then Suede, which is like a taupe. It's an exact dupe for Warm Taupe from Modern Renaissance. That black is stunning. Stunning. Just two shades together. That's all you need, you know? If they've got enough distance between them, then they can kind of like bridge the gap for each other. You know what I mean? We haven't used Dubai yet. Let's try it with 24K. And then Dubai. And then Suede. And then Black Truffle. I feel like that's a good... pretty decent look. So we've got 6 looks already. I kind of want to do something all matte or maybe even just a one shadow look. So let's do Cocoa and hashtag Bless because those are just calling to me. I just feel like those two together are going to be a whole look in and of themselves. This row right here is calling to me. Demure, Trust Fund. I just love that copper shimmer. Oh my goodness. And then Cocoa. So let's just keep it at that. Just peachy, copper, and then like a chocolatey kind of shade. I want to do like a copper to red as well. So let's start with Bubbly, Trust Fund, Demure. Let's go to Fling. And then we'll add on Man-Eater to the end of that. I like it a lot. It's almost making me want to do like oranges and blacks. 24K, Trust Fund, Henna, and Black Truffle all together. That's very like Halloween-y. And then let's get the pinks and black together. I guess we'll start with Bubbly. We'll go on to Suede, Pink Diamond, Risque. Let's do Black Truffle. And there we go. There is Huda Beauty. So here are all the looks I want to do from Huda Beauty at this moment. So for an 18 pan eyeshadow palette, I've got 11 looks, bam, right off the bat. I think that's pretty respectable, don't you? I definitely feel like I could add on to that really, really easily. I really like that it's like half shimmers, half mattes. I think that makes it really usable. Let's move on to Urban Decay Born to Run. This thing I think is like the perfect fall palette because it's got an entire rainbow, but it's like really wearable, almost grungy versions of the rainbow. So that's definitely what I like to see. I like to see jewel tones. Again, there's my magenta, there's my teals, and I really, really like it. Warm tone neutrals, really like it. This is a palette, I feel like you can kind of go down some of the rows. So I kind of want to start by doing that, by just doing one row for a few of the rows. I think this orange shimmer is going to be my favorite. Maybe let's do this quad right here. Blaze, Stranded, Accelerate, and Baja. I feel like those 6 shades go together really, really well. That's those 4 right there. Let's do Weekender, Guilt Trip. I almost feel like I want Hell Ride along with it, but let's just stick Jet in there and see how that does. That's nice. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Just do what you think looks good. Then let's do Weekender, Drift, and Jet. Do I want to do just another gray? Yeah, I definitely feel like that's a sultry eye that I can get behind. These 4 shades together will be like a really pretty kind of all shimmer look. The blues and the grays and the black. I think that's going to be nice. I almost wish one of those was like a matte, but it'll be fine. That pewter shade, Drift, it's really juicy. I definitely want to use this shade, Ignite. Maybe with Riff. Oh, definitely. Yeah, those two together. Soft glam look right there. Just those two. So let's do those and maybe Blaze. It's like a copper with like a pink reflect. I definitely want to do these 3 shades together, but what to put is like a blending out shade. I feel like these 3 shades together. Big Sky, Wanderlust, and Good Is Gone. That's a really pretty like forest green smoky eye. We'll throw a Weekender in there just to give ourselves something to work with. I just want to put these pinks, purple, and gray together. So let's do that. Let's do Drift, Wild Heart, Guilt Trip, and Hell Ride all together. And just see how that works. I definitely feel like this Baja shade, it's kind of begging me to be like a one and done shadow look. Just one pure, just blend that out all over my lid. What is the difference between Accelerate and Double Life? Oh, they are different. They're very different. I just want to do like an orange to brown smoky eye, but like really smoky. Deep shades, you know what I mean? So I grabbed Riff, Punk, Double Life, and Accelerate all together. This is a lot deeper of a shade. Punk is a lot deeper of a shade than I expected it to be. It's like almost black. Oh, I love that when something is like almost black, but like not black. Faux blacks are just so beautiful. I feel like Smog is like a really interesting, like almost greenish. It's like a very antique gold kind of bronze shade. Kind of interesting. I kind of want to put it with Big Sky right here. Oh yeah, those two together are like a match made in heaven. And then let's use Riff and then Good Is Gone. I feel like that's a look. Very much reminds me of the Urban Decay Cowboy palette, or sorry, Naked West, Wild West? Naked Cowboy? I don't know. I feel like that's a little too suggestive, but then again, it is Urban Decay. I have not yet used this shade right here. I don't gravitate towards corals really, so that one's kind of difficult for me to intentionally use. Why don't we do like a gold and coral look? So we'll use Blaze, Stranded, Still Shot. Oh, that's pretty right there. That's really pretty. Just that combo. I feel like we don't really need Riff in there. You know, I feel like that's complete enough on its own. I feel like that is just like tagging along and it's weird. It gets more difficult the dirtier my fingers get. I think that's pretty enough on its own. So let's just do those 3. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to do this shade with the teals. So let's do Big Sky, Radio, Guilt Trip, and Hell Ride all together. Oh yeah, y'all. Do I want to do an all matte look? Yeah, that seems cool. Riff, I keep just going back to that shade. Baja, Hell Ride, and then Punk, because that is such a beautiful chocolatey brown. I feel like that's a gorgeous color combo. I could always add a shimmer in with it. I feel like it does need a shimmer though, just somewhere in it. And so I think I'm going to go for Stranded with that. That's such a pretty like orangey gold. I almost want to do the green and the black together. And then maybe use Big Sky to blend it out. I feel like that would be a totally different mood. I could always add that on. 14 looks with just this 18 pan palette. So that's 2 weeks worth of looks just in the sky. I really want to do that look though. Let's start with the black. That black is really weird though because it's like a satin. Pretty. Very interesting to me. We're gonna slap that one in. I've been dying to use this palette. I've had it for 2 years and I think I've used it twice, but I've wanted to fall in love with it so many times. I think I'm gonna be inspired by this palette like crazy. Moving on to the next palette, we're gonna go to the palette that I have been most looking forward to using, probably besides Urban Decay. I've been really looking forward to that one as well, but so jaded by Kathleen Lights and Colourpop. This is the best collab in the history of collabs, I think. It's the perfect color selection. It's amazing. It's fantastic. You've got like this whole grungy rainbow. It's like Urban Decay, but like the younger sister of Urban Decay. Or I'm sorry, of Born to Run. So I've got so many different looks that I want to do. I think I could come up with like more than 20 looks with just this palette. So not surprising because it's got 30 shades in it, like you ought to be able to come up with 20 looks. Let's get to it before I get overwhelmed. Okay, so first thing I'm looking at, this little moment right here. I just kind of like these peachy shades. I feel like that's going to be really nice. So let's get Pearl, Royal Jewels, Sunstone, and Your Gem. Let's get all of those together. And we'll just start out with that. Simple, up in the top left hand corner. I want to do like these cool tones really bad. So let's do Smoky Quartz down here, this kind of taupe. And then we'll move on to Fluorine, which is like, it's like a lavender with like a turquoise shimmer on the top. It kind of makes it duochrome. And then we'll do Ametrine, which is a matte mauve with like rose gold sparkles in it. And then let's do Garnet. Do I want Garnet or do I want Jasper? Garnet or Jasper? Jasper looks like it matches it better. Let's do those four all together. I think that's going to look nice. Because this is a large palette, I'm starting off with kind of like monochromatic looks, and then we'll think about blending looks together. So I'm just picking like a color story that I see. So the next one I'm thinking of is kind of these greens down here. Peridot, Jade. Oh my gosh, that shade is so... Oh, that green is so beautiful. I could almost put those two together and just leave that as a look. Emerald, which is such a beautiful shimmer. Oh, it's got like a cooler toned base and like a warmer toned shine on the top. And then maybe I want to bring in Stoned in there with those three. Maybe I just want to bring in like this like kind of taupey brown. Or do I just want to keep it green, green, green? Let's just do the green, green, green. I should keep it that way. Yeah, let's do the reds as a look. Rose Quartz, Ruby, Garnet, and Jasper. I think that's going to be pretty. How about we get some blues together? I know y'all have been waiting for that. Aquamarine, which I think I'm gonna cheat, and I'm going to pull in one of those High Tide shades, because honestly, Free Floatin' is the same shade, but I think it's going to perform better. For whatever reason, Aquamarine from So Jaded has never performed well for me. So I'm going to cheat on that one. And then we'll pull in Turquoise and then Sapphire and just let that be a whole mood right there. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Everything is staining my fingers at this point. I really feel like I could do like a matte orange look. I think that's going to be nice. So let's start with Royal Jewels, then do Your Gem, and then Carnelian. And we'll just do like a buttery little dreamsicle moment. Let's do purples, like true purples as a color story. Let's get it. So we'll do Fluorite, Ametrine. Do I want to do Amethyst? I feel like that's a little too heavy. I feel like I just want to pull in Alexandrite and do kind of those three together. That's such a fantastic shade. I just don't know that it goes with those other three. I do feel like these two shades will go well together. So let's do Smoky Quartz, Amethyst, and Stoned. I think those are pretty. So we're starting to mix things together, but it feels natural somehow. I kind of want to do like just like a true neutral look. So let's do Rose Quartz, Smoky Quartz, Tiger Eye, and Stoned. And even Tiger Eye has some gold to it. It's kind of interesting. And we can always add one of the more kind of highlighty shades. This shade is kind of dried up, so I'm probably going to be using Ladybird, my single from Colourpop. This little BB instead of Diamond, because it's got kind of like a similar like ivory undertone, but silver sparkles. Why don't we do like a yellowish, bronzy look? Let's do Citrine, Geodude, Tiger Eye, and Stoned all together. It's like a nice like butterbeer type look, right? I'm kind of wanting to do Onyx as like a one shade look. I'm into like sparkly blacks right now, so we're just gonna put that as our one shade, and I'll put Stoned right next to it just so that I remember that I've got something to blend it out with if I need it. But the interesting thing is that like Onyx is cool toned, Stoned is kind of like warm toned. I'm trying not to like overload myself because I know I could go crazy. I've already got 11 looks with this palette, and I feel like I'm not, like, we haven't even started like mixing color stories. I kind of want to use Jasper again because that's such a pretty like a scab color, like a dried blood, like a congealed. I need to stop. I don't want to do too many more teal looks because I feel like I've got that covered, but at the same time, that's pretty. What have I just done? That looks so pretty. So I started with Moonstone, then I went to Aquamarine, then Emerald, and then Turquoise. So I feel like that's a pretty like jewel toned look. And then I want to use the teals, at least Aquamarine, with these purples. I really want to use Amethyst, but I'm having trouble figuring out how. Maybe if I put it with Jasper? Is that a look? I don't know. I think this is what we're going to go with. So we have Aquamarine, Alexandrite, Amethyst, and Sapphire. Okay, so maybe like a yellowy greeny look. Peridot, Geodude, Tiger Eye, and Citrine. I'm thinking about swapping Geodude out for Jade though. I just feel like that will work better. It'll be a little bit more vibrant. So let's do that. Yeah, I feel like that'll work better. It's just got a little more variety to it. Let's do an all matte look. Let's do Geodude, Jade, and Stoned together. I feel like that's nice. And then I almost want like a 2 shadow look. Let's do Alexandrite and Fluorite together. I feel like those go together really well because they both have kind of like blue and purples in them. Do I want to do another peach on peach monochromatic look? Not really, no. No, not really. I kind of want to do like a red to brown look. So let's do Ruby and then Garnet and then Stoned. And we'll just kind of see how that plays out. Kind of Christmassy almost. Okay, have I used every single shade in this palette besides the glitters? Yes, I have. However, I do want to use Emerald and Smoky Quartz together. Do I want to put Stoned with Emerald? I haven't done that yet. Really pretty. Yes, that's nice. Smoky Quartz and Onyx need to go together at some point, and probably also Pearl. The 3 shimmers, the 3 caballeros. Anything else? I kind of want to use Citrine one more time, but how? Like, do I want to put it with this shade down here, the orange? Do I want to put it with like an orange shimmer on top? Do I want to do something softer with it? I also want to use Sapphire again. I only used it twice. Well, most of them I'm only going to wind up using twice, so that's fine. I kind of want to put Smoky Quartz with Sapphire. So let's do Pearl, Smoky Quartz, and Sapphire. Let's just do those 3. Smoky Quartz is getting my heart right now. I didn't think it would, but it definitely is. I almost want to put Rose Quartz with that, just so that we've got something else to blend with. Let's see, what else? Like green and red goes together. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out. Try it on for size. Peridot, you're a gem. Interesting, but is it the thing? I always say no to it if I hate it later. But as of right now, I think I like it. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that palette because I'm starting to get like road hypnosis. I'm just staring at it and all the colors are starting to do this. I'm like, But I think that we've got a respectable array of looks from that palette. 2021. Yeah, so 3 weeks worth of looks just from So Jaded. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. We'll figure it out. It'll be okay. It'll be great. Let's move on to the last palette. We made it. The Morphe 35 Embossed Mood palette. Now this, it's technically probably expired. It's starting to smell maybe just a tiny bit. Like it's like just getting that like almost rancid note. But I still love it and I'm still going to use it. When I'm thinking about the shades and the looks that I wanted to do from this palette, I really think about like For the most part, like monochromatic looks. That's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'll do like an orange to red, but you know, let's get to swatching. I want to use this Hello Sunshine shade. It just looks so pretty. Let's get Pop Star going. Is that a gold or is that a green? I can never tell. Yeah, so those 4 to start out with. So we've got Bold Moves, Electric Energy, Hello Sunshine, and Nude Tude. That's where we're gonna start. Then I feel like we can move on to Green with Envy and Sheen Stealer, maybe. Those are beautiful. Yeah, that's my gold look. I also want to do like just the greens, like the lighter greens. I really like that kind of acid green tone. These are interesting because they all have like different undertones, but I feel like they're gonna work together. So let's just go ahead and slap them on there. Worst comes to worst, I just take one of them and I put it on my eye, and then it's just a one shadow look. It's like these shades change like once you get them away from each other. It's so interesting. I'm kind of wanting to do like a cranberry, mulberry, and lime green type look. Yeah, so those shades together look kind of interesting to me. Let's do our bronzy look. I would like to do Peachy Keen for sure. Hot Stuff. I hate when it's spelled stupid. And then Talk Dirty. I feel like those are the 3 shades that are kind of exciting me the most. Almost like a pink. That's cool. Let's do our red to brown. We're using Color Persona, Sweet Beats, Hot to Trot, Sparks Fly, because those I feel like are where we want to end up. And then we'll maybe throw, let's throw like Vampy Vixen. Now let's do Face of the Day and Bossy AF. And then maybe we can do like the shimmer shades on the lid, and we can do like the matte shades kind of in the crease and do almost like a cut crease situation. That would be kind of cool. Kind of what I've got to work with down here. Got to turn the page. Yeah, let's kind of do like a mulberry look. So let's do Power Slayer, Indiglo Queen. Oh, those are so pretty. Bossy AF and Face of the Day. I feel like those kind of like belong together. I'm not very excited about Daredevil as a shade. It's like a true grape shimmer. Unknown. Do I want to do the greens and the purples together? Not really, no. I do kind of want to do Transformer and Center of Attention as a look. And then Sultry Ways and Black Magic as another look. Because I don't know why. Look, those look the same, right? Like, there's no difference. Why are they in the same palette? Morphe. But this is everybody's complaint with Morphe, let's be honest. No, do I want to use Bright Eyes? That's a pretty orange shimmer. So let's start with Bright Eyes. This is Bright Eyes, Pop Star, Hot Stuff, and then Play It Cool. Maybe I want to do Transformer and Daredevil. Transformer and Daredevil. I'm trying to use every shade in the palette at least once. So yeah, I put the pinks and the purples together. I think that'll look nice. And the nice thing about this palette is like almost every single shade, like if it's like a shimmer, it has like a matte that's the same color. And so like if you're really into those 2 shade kind of soft glam looks, you can totally do that with this palette. Just, you know, 30 times over. It's nice. Well, 15-ish, 17-ish times over, right? Because 35 divided by 2. I kind of want to do like a green look that's like a little more subtle. So let's start with Green with Envy right here. And then we'll do Sheen Slayer, which is like I don't know, it's like an antique bronze with like lime green pinpoints. Then I want to do Stand Out, which is more of a forest green. And then Nude Tude for sure. And then probably we'll add Pop Star on the end of that. That's what that's looking like. Another green monochromatic look. I just can't help myself. I actually think Electric Energy is going to go better. Here's what I want to do. I want to do a lime green and black look, because I haven't done that yet. So let's dig into Stroke of Luck, and then we can do Maybe bold moves. No. Let's leave it at a matte look. And we'll do Black Magic. And do I have anything to blend the two of those together? Not really. I mean, because Green with Envy is like, it's kind of like a cooler version. Yeah, no, it takes away some of the brightness when I do it that way. So I'm just going to leave it at the black and the lime green together. I think that that's about all that I'd want to do with this palette. Oh, wait, no. I need my grunge rainbow. So, or I'm sorry, my grunge sunset. My grunge set. We're going to start with this orange and then move to Red Carpet and then to Vampy Vixen and then to Face of the Day. So we're starting to build towards like a redder shade. We're going more cool toned as we go. I kind of want to do like a matte version of this and then a matte and shimmer version of this. Wildly beautiful. The only thing I think this palette is missing is like any kind of like a lighter, you know, blending shade. And then we'll start adding the shimmers. Confidence, Color Persona, Bossy as Heck. Those are beautiful. That's gorgeous. And then I just got inspired. I kind of want to do like a monochromatic 2-shade orange look, but I can't decide if I want it to be like a coral, like an orange. I feel like those corals are so unique, but oranges are so Halloween. Do I want to go orange to black? That's a cool idea. Let's do it. And again, I can always cross out some of these looks if I'm not loving the way that they're looking, or if I just keep glazing over them and they're not inspiring me. But this is how most of the 35M looks are looking. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 16 looks out of the 35M. So I feel like that's pretty reasonable for a 35 pan palette. I feel like I'm holding myself back. I'm going to go ahead and count up how many different looks I have total, and then I'll come back with the results. As I suspected, this season is the biggest one yet. So last season we had 89 looks that I was like cranking it to get through. This season I'm going to have 99 looks. I'm a little bit scared that I'm not going to be able to get through them, but at the same time I'm consoling myself because some of them do kind of look Christmassy, especially towards the end with like the So Jaded and the Morphe 35M. I feel like they start to look a little bit Christmassy and festive. So maybe I can let some of them bleed into the Christmas season. I don't know what it is about the fall, but I've just been getting so inspired over the past few years. But I have lots of fun video ideas for this fall, so let me know if there are any specific looks you would like to see. I could even do like a chill get ready with me, you know, like 5 to 10 minute videos where, you know, I'm just doing a look and I'm not really like talking a whole lot. This video was a lot of talking. It was too much talking. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up because it took a lot of work and it just helps me to know that you're enjoying my work. Before you go, if you would consider subscribing, that would mean so much to me as well. And I hope that you join me for my next video. We've got some other tutorials, some looks, some challenges maybe coming up. So if there's anything specific you'd like to see, please don't be shy about commenting that down below because I love to create stuff that people enjoy seeing. It just helps me to enjoy creating it so much more, knowing that somebody else is going to get some happiness out of it. Also, if you wouldn't mind, leave down below if you have any specific palettes that you're excited to work out of this season and that you're trying to either hit pan on or just get some more use out of it before it goes bad or before you get rid of it. Maybe it's on the chopping block for you. So I love y'all, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of here, get out of your hair, and please don't be shy about watching another video of mine or just visiting me for the next one. Alright, I'll see y'all later. Bye!